Hello, Internet, and thank you for joining me today. So, my life is nothing but chaos right now, and I'm not going to be able to sit down and record a normal video anytime soon. So, I'm just going to do this sort of video again, where I kind of rant into the mic without a script or anything. But today, we're going to be taking a look at the list of Oscar nominations, specifically for Best Picture, because I have some thoughts on them. So this is a list that I pulled up on Letterboxd, and we're just going to go through these top 6 ones because these are the ones that are nominated for Best Picture, and I feel like they're the ones that everyone actually wants to see at the Oscars. No one really cares about like who wins Best Left Grip or whatever. But yeah, the Best Picture is obviously the most contentious and all that. And obviously a bunch of really good films get snubbed every year. So we're just going to go through the ones that I see here. So to begin with, we have Sinners. Now, I haven't reviewed Sinners on my channel, but I actually took the time to watch it at least 3 or 4 times. I've seen this film a good number of times, and it's a really good film. It's the one that I am rooting to win, specifically because it's better than other films on this list. It's not my favorite film on the list, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But I do think Sinners is really, really good, and I think that it deserves to be on the list, definitely. It's just not my favorite one. I thought that Weapons was better. It's not even nominated, but, you know, they are biased against it, and they're biased towards this movie because Ryan Coogler is a darling in Hollywood, all of that jazz. And the only real gripes I have with this film, I really want to break down in a full video because I feel like it's just overhyped. That's really what I can surmise it down as. I'm thinking on the fly here, but the way to summarize it is to just say that I feel like it got overhyped. It was sold to me as like this life-changing, once-in-a-generation film, and it's simply not. It's a good film. It's a great film, but it is not the second coming of, you know, the Lord of the Rings trilogy. It's not The Godfather. I think Ryan Coogler is a really interesting director. I think he's done great work. He's done some really kind of questionable work. If I remember correctly, let me just scroll through his. Yeah. He's been in some questionable things, but like Creed was great. Fruitvale Station was honestly it's better than Sinners. Fruitvale Station was better than Sinners. Michael B. Jordan was better. Like, it's just, that movie was fantastic. Should have been nominated for that, but I guess they're going to give it to him for Sinners, just like DiCaprio should have won for Wolf of Wall Street, but instead they had to give it to him for Revenant because, I guess, fuck you. But anyway, those are my quick thoughts on Sinners. I'm going to get into more details on a couple of other movies, but not Sinners. And the second movie on the list is One Battle After Another. Now, this is the one that's probably going to win. Like, if you're in the betting markets, you know that this one's going to win. It's got DiCaprio. It's all about all the social issues that everyone wants to talk about right now. I mean, Paul Thomas Anderson he's a really good director, but here's kind of my problem. I have sat down to watch this movie 4 separate times. All right. Twice, the website I was watching it on just would not play this movie for whatever reason. And then 2 other times, I just, I used any excuse I could to get out of it because I don't want to watch this movie. There's no one said anything about this movie that has made me want to watch it. And so I am very not looking forward to watching this movie. I'll get around to it eventually. Hopefully it'll be before the Oscars, but this is the one that's going to win. It's a political thing. It has nothing to do with the quality of the movie. It has nothing to do with the directing or the actors or anything like that. This one's going to win because it says the right thing. That's it. And maybe I'll do a full breakdown once I finally sit down and watch this, because people I do respect have said positive things about this movie, but it's definitely not going to align with me, and it's definitely not one that I'm excited to watch. But again, like, quick and dirty reviews here, so let's just move on to the next film, which is going to be Frankenstein. Did a whole review of Frankenstein that, I think Frankenstein's great. I think Frankenstein is a really good movie. But Best Picture, I don't know about that one. I don't know that it's, the best movie on this list. I personally loved it. I dig it. I understand that they changed a bunch of the source material. That's fine. I haven't read the original novel in quite some time. I read it a few times when I was younger, but it's, it was a great movie. I really want to watch it again. But yeah, I don't know about acting, if anybody from this was nominated for Best Actor or Best Supporting or anything like that. I think that Christoph Waltz probably could get a supporting actor nom, but I don't see Oscar Isaac getting it. If he was good in it. He just, this is not the film that's going to get him an Oscar. And if it does, that's going to be a shame, because he is capable of great things. It's just, this is a good movie, not a great movie. Kind of like Sinners. It's good. I want to watch it again. I will watch it again. I'll watch it again anytime. But it's just not going to be, that 10 out of 10 that you would think the best movie of the year would be. And also, from my video that I did on it, I did want to expand on my thoughts on Mia Goth in this movie, because I am kind of, I don't want to say a stan for Mia Goth. I do really like Mia Goth, but I don't think she's like, the next Tilda Swinton, right? She's not going to be that good, but she is a really good actor, and I love her in almost everything. She was the weakest part of this movie, though. In this movie, I think it was more of a script problem for her. Like, her character just didn't get enough time to come across. But I don't think Mia Goth brought her A game to this. This is like an A- game for her, right? But overall, great movie. I'd recommend it to anybody to go see, but it doesn't have that X factor. But oddly enough, the next movie on the list, I queued these up with tabs, but the next movie on the list I feel like does. Because here's the thing. I love almost everything Josh Safdie's ever made. I have loved almost everything that Timothée Chalamet's in, as long as it doesn't involve Greta Gerwig. Yeah, but I really hated Timothée Chalamet and, God, what was that piece of shit called? Lady Bird. There we go. That's the one I'm trying to think of. But yeah, I love everything about this movie. Honestly, I love that the main character is a scumbag. I love that he gets the shit absolutely kicked out of him. It's honestly amazing from start to finish. The only thing I wish had happened was that there was just a couple of more breaks in the action, because so much of it feels like they're just hammering you. They are just not letting you breathe for a second. But yeah, I don't think that the Academy is going to give this to him, because they have robbed Josh Safdie before with Uncut Gems. Bringing up his films. Yeah, Uncut Gems was probably my favorite film of 2019, as far as I can remember. All of that. I don't think I've seen Good Times. I haven't seen Love You. But I did see, I think, Trophy Hunter. So when I say I love everything Josh Safdie's made, it's dependent on, things I've seen. I haven't seen most of this, though. So I'm going to have to add a bunch of this to my watch list and take a look at it. But yeah, Marty Supreme is amazing. It's the best movie of the year in my book. aside, well, that's on this list, I should say, because my favorite movie of the year was Weapons. I'll watch Weapons any fucking time. But Marty Supreme, definitely going to give that another watch at a point where I can dedicate more time to it. Want to do a full review of it. That might be one that I actually dedicate a breakdown to, where I go through the actual plot and talk about how great it is. But literally, the filmmaking is just so good, and I cannot recommend it highly enough. It should win. It's not gonna win, but that's, again, just political climates and stuff. I mean, we're not going to be able to get past that this year, especially with all of the news that's going on. So this one's not going to work out. I'm sorry, Josh Safdie. You deserve it, but you're not going to get it. But moving along here, Hamnet. All right. Just to go back to our list here, we are here. I'm skipping sentimental value because I didn't watch it. I have not heard a single person talk about this. It's not going to win, even though I've heard some things. I've read some reviews, but this is not going to win. Definitely not, because it's not popular enough. Not enough people watched it. So, yeah, moving on to Hamnet. Hamnet is one. It's not going to win, definitely. I'm calling it. It could win, I think, in a different year that didn't have Marty Supreme and Sinners. It's a great movie, but like I said in my Letterboxd review, it's not one I can recommend because most of this is set up for literally just one moment. You are waiting the entire movie. It's like 2 hours and 30 minutes or something. Does Letterboxd give you the time? Okay, so 126 minutes. That's 2 hours and change. A little bit shorter than what I originally said, but yeah, it's like 2 hours and change long, right? So with credits, so it probably doesn't feel that long. Anyway, most of this movie is building up to a single moment. And once the moment happens, it recontextualizes the entire movie, and that's awesome. I honestly loved it. I loved the experience. I'm gonna watch it again, but it's not one that I can tell like my brother who loves DC movies. I can't tell him to go watch this. He's gonna be bored out of his mind watching this guy discipline his kids and chastise them for 20 minutes about not learning Greek. You know, like, also, it suffers from this kind of free-flowing POV because really you're following Jessie Buckley. Jessie Buckley's character, I don't remember her name, but yeah, you mostly follow her, but you're also following Paul Mescal's character, Paul Mescal. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I suck with names. Sorry. But, like, there's so much in this movie that is kind of loose and out of order, and it doesn't focus in because it's kind of vibes until the thing happens. I'm trying not to spoil it, but yeah, it's a good movie. I would recommend it. It's just, you know, one that you would take your wife to see when you're in your 30s, you know. Your 40-year-old wife would love this one. But if you're trying to take that bad bitch from the club to see it, you're doing it wrong. She's not going to have a good time. Moving along, though, Begonia obviously did a video on this, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. The more I think about this movie, the goofier it becomes. And also, Korea, give me a good copy of Save the Green Planet, damn it. I cannot find that movie to save my life because I would love to watch the original and then rewatch this knowing what I know now. And my feelings have not changed. Like, it's a great movie. I'd recommend this to my brother or somebody else, but I would give the caveat that, man, that ending's pretty wild. But yeah, the outfits at the end are just too silly. The costuming department deserves to have their fingers slapped. But yeah, I'm not going to spend any more time on this. I'm just going to move on. F1 is, so I am recording this right after I uploaded my Clown in a Cornfield response, and so this is, in my opinion, the 6 or 7 out of 10 that hits right in the middle, because there's some genuinely unique shots in this movie. Cinematography is great, but yeah, the overall movie is just kind of 7 out of 10, just because like there is an emotional core. It's so hard to talk about this movie because it defied my expectations. I was expecting it to be this over the top, like really dramatic, really well shot, really action packed movie, and it is all of those things, but it just falls short of that the entire time, because I get no catharsis out of it, possibly because you just see most of it coming. You've seen this movie before. Like, it's a very well done 7 out of 10, but it's not, it didn't scratch the itch that I was set up for, I think might be the best way to describe it. But yeah, I would recommend this to literally anyone, because it is just that perfect 7 out of 10. If I was scrolling through the channels in a hotel and I saw that this was on, I would definitely stop and watch about 45 minutes of it before I got bored and started scrolling on my phone and playing solitaire or whatever the hell I'm doing. But yeah, this movie, solid, give it a watch. Just not one that I would go out of my way to see again. Like, I'll probably watch it with friends or my brother or somebody, but we're just gonna move back to the list here. And yeah, Secret Agent is not a movie I have seen. It's just like sentimental value. It feels like they're throwing it an obligatory nod. Let's see who made this. Who made this? I think that this is just it's a token nom for the international audience, which is probably a shame because I have read some reviews, and the reviews very high from people that I respect, but I haven't gotten around to it. It's subtitled My Life is a Mess. It's chaotic. So I haven't had time to sit down and give it the attention that it deserves. One thing that didn't deserve my attention, though, was fucking Train Dreams. Holy crap. This is the most beautiful movie that I cannot recommend to a soul. I can't recommend it to the artsy, ritzy film people, because as beautiful as the cinematography is, there is zero story to this. Literally, it's kind of like Hamnet, but unlike Hamnet, when the initial thing happens, it happens in the middle of the movie. Like, I guess it's going to tell me here, yeah, 102 minutes. But like, this movie felt like 3 hours long. It does not feel like it's under 2 hours, because about 45 minutes in, it feels like we're wrapping up, but then it just keeps going, which that honestly could sum up like half of the movies that I watched in 2025. Is just, hey, this should have ended like halfway through. You know, we can't have nice things. Like, the cinematography is beautiful, the sets are beautiful, Joel Edgerton's performance is astounding, but the story just goes nowhere. Like, unlike Hamnet, which has a very good resolution, and when the event happens, I'm not spoiling Train Dreams, I guess, because I guess I'm being nice today, but like, Train Dreams is just, it's so nothing. Like, the end, I will spoil the ending of Train Dreams, actually. Fuck you, Train Dreams. The ending of Train Dreams is just oh man, you can live a good life all by yourself. And you think that there's going to be more. You think I am going to have a butt in there, but no, it's that unsatisfying. That is the whole story, is that guy walks around in the woods alone, and yeah, like that's it. I was astonished when this movie just ended, and I never got like any kind of resolution for the event that I'm not spoiling for some reason. But yeah, I would straight up tell you to not watch Train Dreams, because Train Dreams fucking sucked. If it won, like I'm not a betting man. All right, I don't bet a lot, but I bet 50 cents that this fucking thing would not win, because I'm so confident that it's such a piece of shit that even the Academy fell asleep during it, and they don't remember a fucking thing. So either Sinners or one battle after another is going to win. Moving on, because, yeah. And not to end on a sour note, this is not nominated for Best Picture of the Year or anything, but I want to talk about it again. K-Pop Demon Hunters is up for, I don't know what awards it's up for. Hold on, let me look it up. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, K-Pop Demon Hunter is up for apparently Best Animated Picture and Best Original Song, which it doesn't deserve Best Animated Feature. There was bound to be more. Like, going through this list here, which is not an official list or anything, but like, I've heard Arco was good. Where's the other one that I saw in here? Yeah, Little Amelie, I've heard was very good. So like, and what the fuck is Elio even on here for? Get out of here, Elio. You deserve fucking nothing. But yeah, Demon Hunter, it's a fun movie. It's a great movie. In fact, I would call it, like a movement. It introduced so many people to like Korean things, but at the end of the day, the story was kind of weak. The animation was great. The directing is great. All of the acting is great, but just the story, it really needed like 2 movies to tell the story that it was telling. Not that the story that it did tell was bad. It's just that there could have been more. Like, I wish that there was more about like her teacher, whatever her name is. I don't remember because I haven't watched the movie in a couple of months, but whatever, right? But Best Original Song, it absolutely deserves, because the soundtrack is actually kind of a banger. Like, I'm not into K-pop. I'm not into pop music at all. I listen to sea shanties most of the time, but I will say that the score for this movie is actually really incredible, and at the very least will have you tapping your toe. And, all of that. It's really, really good. I'd recommend this to anybody, young, old, whatever. But yeah, this is a really good movie. It's just, it shouldn't win Best Animated Feature because it just doesn't have that story to it, and that's kind of a big deal. But anyway, those are my thoughts on, this Oscar list. Not a complete thing. I'm just kind of shooting from the hip here, but I want to try to get out more content in these sort of ways. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. And if you liked my inane ramblings, go ahead and leave me a like, subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you on the next one. Sayonara, bitches.